Salam and hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. I hope that you are all doing very well. In today's video we are going to explore the benefits of ashwagandha. Now ashwagandha is an adaptogenic herb that is found in certain areas of Asia, Africa, and even Europe. Ashwagandha is used for stress relief as well as promoting better sleep and even hormonal balance. So for some of you women who are in the perimenopausal stage, menopausal stage of life, you might have either thought about trying ashwagandha or maybe you have tried ashwagandha. But what I want to do today is I actually want to talk about some of the research that is out there that actually supports ashwagandha and who might be a benefit to ashwagandha. One of the things I'm also going to do, because I feel like it's my responsibility as a pharmacist, is to also talk about the safety profile of ashwagandha. It's important that before you start any new herb, supplement, medication, whatever it may be, is number one, you really think about if this is going to be beneficial for you. And then number two, also think about what you are consuming already, whether it's food, another herb, supplement, or medication that might have an interaction with this new herb, supplement, medication you're trying to take. So what we're talking about is drug-drug interaction, herb-drug interaction, supplement-drug interaction, even food-drug or herb supplement interaction. So it's all can get kind of confusing, but what I'm really trying to say is just do a little bit of research before starting anything that is new to you so that you know that it's beneficial for you and it's not having any interaction or reaction with something you're already taking. If you have any questions about that, let me know in the comments. I'll be happy to explore more with you. So let's dive into the video. So what does the research show on ashwagandha? So first, we know that ashwagandha helps to reduce stress by reducing cortisol levels. Specifically, I'm talking about a systemic review research article that was published in 2023 that looked at clinical trials with humans and saw that there was a reduction in stress and cortisol in persons who took ashwagandha for 4 to 8 weeks consistently, and they measured cortisol levels in the morning. And the reason that they measured cortisol in the morning is because number one, cortisol levels are known to be at its highest in the morning. In the morning, we are rushing for many of us, we are rushing for work, for school. We're trying to get ourselves ready. We might be trying to get other people ready. We might be thinking of the days ahead of us, or how our work's gonna go, how our school is gonna go, how the commute to work or school is going to go, etc., etc. So measuring cortisol in the morning was a good thing. It was a good thing to review, because we know that's when we are more stressed. Now, there was also one placebo-controlled trial that I found, and that looked at women who took ashwagandha versus those who did not take ashwagandha. And as you can imagine, the women who took ashwagandha showed a decreased level of cortisol, decreased level of stress. The reduction was about 25%. Now, I don't believe that this particular article was a double-blind control trial. However, it looked like ashwagandha did have benefits, so this just supports the fact that ashwagandha may have some good things to lean towards, or some good benefits towards cortisol and stress reduction. If you've taken ashwagandha before, let me know in the comments what you took it for, how long you took it for, the amount that you took it for, which is really important, and I'm going to dive into that as well. I've taken ashwagandha in the past. I felt that it did have some benefits, but I stopped for a particular reason, which I'll dive into later in the video. So the second thing I want to talk about is the support of ashwagandha in women, specifically perimenopausal women. Now, I, as a perimenopausal woman, know that there are so many things that are marketed to us as being beneficial for our hormones and balancing our hormones and increasing our estradiol or our estrogen levels and our progesterone levels and our testosterone levels. We are getting a lot of information, and I understand why we're getting this information is because many of us do need to understand what's happening physiologically within our bodies. And ashwagandha, 600 to 800 milligrams per day for 8 weeks, was shown to be beneficial in helping women with their estradiol levels. Now, it wasn't a one-to-one. You can never say without a double-blind randomized controlled trial with the intention of using ashwagandha to test estradiol levels. Nobody's claiming that. But what they did see was they saw a significant relation between the increase in estradiol levels and women who took ashwagandha for those 8-week for the 8-week period. Now, when a woman in perimenopause or the menopause transition is experiencing hot flashes and night sweats and mood swings, she might be tempted to try a lot of things. We might be tempted to try a lot of things, but ashwagandha has been shown to have a positive effect on estradiol, so that's something you might want to consider. Additionally, women with PMS have found that ashwagandha has been good with things like mood swings and bloating, and also that hormonal balance with the estrogen and the estradiol. So if you are a woman who have experiencing premenstrual syndrome and you have experienced the things that I've just talked about, I would like to know as well, has ashwagandha been beneficial for you if you have tried it? The third thing I want to talk about is ashwagandha's use in improving sleep. Sleep is so important. We already know that when we are sleeping, that's when our body is recovering, it's rejuvenating. Resting is very essential and important for our cellular recovery and for our body to manage the oxidative stress and those free radicals and all of the harm that is done to us throughout the day, from maybe the food that we're eating, the stress that we're experiencing, our environment, our overexposure to the sun, things of that nature. We know that we need rest and recovery every single day, 7 to 9 hours. I'll leave a video that talks about this, but it's really important for us to get, quality sleep, not just sleep, but quality sleep where we are not ruminating and tossing and turning and, not too hot, not too cold, just right, for example. So with ashwagandha, it was saying that several clinical trials showed an improvement in sleep, a reduction in anxiety, as well as enhanced mental clarity when taking ashwagandha between 6 to 8 weeks. Again, the ashwagandha was taken consistently and a certain amount was taken, so you always want to be cautious that many things that are going to be beneficial for you are going to come with consistency. They're going to come with taking things or doing something or taking a supplement every single day for a period of time before you can even start to see the benefits of that. And I think that's sometimes we have a hard time with seeing the end game when we're in the middle of something, or seeing the end goal when we're in the middle of something. It's like, okay, well, this is taking too long, I don't see any benefits, but hold tight. You might be able to just take a step back and relax and calm down so that we can get the benefits of what we're trying to reap. You know what I'm saying? So there were some sleep parameters that they measured, including latency, efficiency, and total sleep time. And they saw meaningful improvement in the randomized controlled trials. But again, environment is always important. Everybody's environment is going to be different. So you want to pay attention to your own particular environment. And that is your surrounding, your area, your blackout curtains, the time on your phone, the blue light disruptors, noise disruptors, things of that nature. And there are a lot of factors that play into this. So do keep that in mind when you are considering how it's being of benefit to you. Now, there is some emerging evidence that shows that ashwagandha can be beneficial for inflammation and reducing oxidative stress, as well as for supporting function and vitality. That information is coming out more and more. Again, ashwagandha is an herb. Anybody can push an ashwagandha product to market. And one thing I would just tell you, and this is, I guess I'm going to dive into my safety and usage at this point, is that anytime you want to try a product, a supplement or herb, when choosing this supplement, look for one that is third-party tested. And third-party tested is USP, NSF, or Consumer Lab. So they go above and beyond to make sure that there are no hidden ingredients in your supplement, that there are no toxic ingredients in your supplement, that it was actually manufactured and produced with good manufacturing in as an intention and as a process in the lab that it was made. So that's always important. So that's one of the things I want to talk about when you are trying any herb or supplement. And another thing I want to talk to you about is that the commonly used dosages of ashwagandha are between 300 to 600 milligrams per day, up to 8 weeks, for example. Now, this is a standard, or 8 to 12 weeks, I would say. If you are pregnant, breastfeeding, or have a hormone sensitive condition, you want to consult with your healthcare provider, your physician, your nurse, those are the first two you should go with. But your dietitian and your nutritionist might also be able to help. And again, if you're in the pharmacy and you have questions, ask your pharmacist to, provide you with some information that is going to help you make a decision. Now, there are some side effects that I want to talk about, and these side effects have been seen in people who have taken it past 3 months. Now, stress is stress. It's always going to be there and present. So I think some of the things we can do is to better manage our stress is to look at our condition and our environment. What can we change in our condition in our environment to help us with the stress, as opposed to just jumping to a supplement or an herb? That for me can be an option for you, using a supplement or an herb, but I will always recommend looking at what's going on first in terms of your environment, in terms of your food. So with that being said, some of the possible side effects that have been seen, some of the possible side effects that you might experience include mild gastrointestinal discomfort, drowsiness, as well as interaction with thyroid or autoimmune medications. And I'll leave a link in the description about what these medications can be. Now, ashwagandha can be tolerated well for up to 3 months, but the long-term safety and efficacy is not known, and that's why I always caution you. People who have tried ashwagandha beyond those 3 months have experienced common side effects like loose stools or nausea and drowsiness. Usually these are mild. However, it depends on the person taking the ashwagandha and how they react to ashwagandha. I will say that with cortisol markers, and I talked about this earlier in the day, cortisol markers are usually measured in people with just high amounts of stress who are not doing well. Their condition is not improving. Cortisol is a hormone that is produced by the adrenal glands. They are glands that sit on top of our kidneys, and they are necessary because they help us regulate blood sugar, managing stress, and fighting infections. And I've spoken about this before on my channel. So I would say that cortisol is measured either in your urine, your saliva, or your blood, and when those markers are shown to be dysregulated or above or below, usually higher than normal, that is when you want to start looking at ways to which to manage your stress. Again, if you want to start ashwagandha, do yourself a favor and do your due diligence and look at all of your medication that you're taking, whether it be herbs, supplements, or prescription medication or over-the-counter medication, before you make that decision, because I want you to make an informed decision. And then I also want you to give yourself a time frame in which you're going to try ashwagandha. Don't try to take ashwagandha for a year. There might not be any harm in taking it for up to a year, but do yourself a favor, and as you are implementing changes to your life where you're going to be less stressed, because that is the goal, is to become less stressed, then give yourself a month, 2 months, no more than 3 months to try ashwagandha, because that's what the evidence shows, is that up to 3 months benefits, after 3 months unknown side effects have been seen, and then you can gauge from there, has it been working, has it not been working? But I want you to give yourself the time in which to try this herb, this adaptogenic herb, and then go from there. So please let me know in the comments if this video has been beneficial. If there is a particular herb or supplement that you want me to dive into, I'll be happy to do it. And yeah, I hope that this video has been beneficial, and I shall see you in the next video. Thank you. Bye.